And hello. Welcome to my weekly stream. This is Linux Guru Gamer. I'm very glad to see that I have a couple of viewers already. Hello. Would you just let me know if, number one, you can hear my voice, number two, you can hear some music in the background. Hopefully I got things working right this week, but I need confirmation, so. Epic Sauce, hello. I see that you're here, and there's someone else here. I have no idea who. So, right now, as you can see, I'm loading the game, and if nothing else, I just need to. I really would like to get some confirmation that the music, number one, isn't too loud. It seemed to have been a little bit to me. Music is too high. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So let me lower it down. Alright, so I've just lowered the music. Give it a few seconds after you hear this and let me know how it is again. Okay? So, this week I'm trying some different music. In previous weeks, I've always been using Popski, and I'm trying some epic music, which I downloaded off of YouTube. That is good, great. Okay, so if you have any problems with the music, please let me know. Okay, like I said, this is a new recording for me, and just in case. So, welcome to whoever just joined. This is Linux Guru Gamer. I'm in the middle of loading the game. I think it's taking a little longer to load because I actually added a new mod. Not mine. I added something called mandatory RCS. And I've been talking about in previous weeks about that I wasn't using reaction wheels as much because I wanted to more closely emulate real life. And what actually happens. So I finally got around to installing the mod which does this. It's called mandatory RCS. If anyone's interested in a link, I can get it and post it for you. But basically, it nerfs reaction wheels and makes it a requirement that you use RCS and not that you rely entirely on the reaction wheels. I have to think about this for what happens in the later career, but right now we're still early enough that it makes sense that the reaction wheels aren't that powerful. So the recording I have here is a 3-hour recording of epic music. Hopefully it is good epic music the whole way through. But that's actually going to be my timer. When the epic music ends, that's kind of the time for me to end my stream. So I have about 3 hours of time right now, and we are still loading. We're actually almost there. All right. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions about kernel or mods or anything, feel free to post them. I'll be more than happy to answer what I can. All right. So, and let's see. Great. All right. So I've been pulling my hair out over this new mod I've been working on for suicide burns, and every time I think I got it, I run another test, and lo and behold, it's not there yet. So it's just going to take a while, unfortunately. I know I've demoed it, and I've even had some people try it out. Unfortunately, there are enough things going on that it just is not in a releasable state. And even once I get the suicide burns themselves working properly, there's some cleanup on the mod I have to do. But until I can get the suicide burns working, I'm not going to spend time cleaning up some of the other issues, because if it turns out that I can't do it, then I don't want to waste too much time on it. I've spent a lot of time on this already, and I think we are here. This is, as you all know, Kerbal Space Center. Yay! And everything's good. It's daytime. I see the monolith out there. Gonna review, as I always do, my tech tree. This is the engineering tech tree that I'm using. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Let's study it. And the engineering tech tree is more of a pinwheel layout than the typical tech tree, which most other, both the stock and most other tech trees tend to be more of like a tree. But this one, you start here in the center, and then you can go out in any direction you want. It lets you be able to do an unmanned. You can really pick the direction that you want to do your research and move your program in. So, so I've obviously been concentrating, maybe not so obviously, but I'm not that fond of the airplanes in KSP, so I really don't do them that much. So everything that I've been researching has been oriented toward rockets. All right. So I have 91. I forget which mod this is from. It's actually a. I'm going to try it one of these days, but I don't want to do it yet. Air augmented solid boosters. It's solid booster, which gets some of its boost from the air also, like a cross between a rocket and a jet engine. One day I'll get that. Mark 0. That would be for the fuselage. Huh? Oh, right. Advanced electrics. Okay, I'm not looking to get anything right now because I think I actually still have at least one mission left over from last week. A contract, I should say. 2 contracts. Okay, this is the first docking and ferry some tourists to some destinations. Okay. A little bug here. It doesn't seem to want to let me to show me over here. And the flag is black. So let's take a look at the first. Okay. First docking. And first docking, I need to get 2 vessels. All right. Let's see. Let's go. We'll do that first. Now, you'll notice that Jebediah isn't here. Oh, actually, there he is. But I don't believe he's available right now. You're ready in 27 days. All right. That is a mod called Crew R&R, which basically says after a mission, they got to take a break. And the length of the break is kind of dependent on how long the mission was. All right. So, Valencia is still in orbit. Okay, I have to go see why. I don't even remember what mission she's doing up there. And everyone else is available. Good. But we have all these tourists. We'll get to them. In the meantime, I missed the last SpaceX launch. Very disappointed by that. Probes. Okay, so she is in the 1 week orbital, I believe. And let's just double check. Hello, Pap, and welcome. I also see a Coolini 14. Welcome. Hey, Pap, since you just popped in, any updates to the that contract pack? Yep, that is Valentia. And we may be able to bring her down. She has been in orbit for 60 days? Okay. One thing which I obviously am not running is any sort of life support. Okay. It looks like I can bring her back down because she's been in orbit a while. The contract seems to have been finished. So let's just go ahead and deorbit Valencia, and that way she can go on vacation and be able to come back sometime in the future. So. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe. Okay. I always get this messed up. And correct. And is this where KSP is? Suicide burn is not coming along very well. Unfortunately, it's a real pain, for lack of a better term. Well, let's just get her down. Retrograde, and oh, I don't have, so I do want the orbit info. Okay. And so we have a periapsis of 200. All right, Valencia. Yep. And periapsis is 40, 30. Okay. All right. It looks like that'll take care of her. Let's do a little time warping here. Unfortunately, Coolini, the suicide burn is, hold on a second. And now, what I want to do is, oh, right. That's the one problem with this. I don't have reaction wheels here. Well, she was in orbit before. I'm not going to worry about it. I normally like to tilt a little bit, because basically to fly out of the way of the boosters, just in case they decide to come back and hit me. Because right now I have no control of it. So I will have to remember to start putting RCS thrusters onto my pods themselves. We'll be okay though. It looks like it's going to be high enough. Anyway, Coolini, the problem with suicide burn is atmosphere more than anything else. It's easy enough to do on a moon and on an airless world, and I might actually, as a thought, is I might just release it and say it doesn't work in atmosphere. Right? It's kind of the cheaty way of doing it, but the problem is that because the atmosphere changes density from as you get deeper, the engines change the way how effective they are, and it's just driving. It's just giving me fits. Certain engines work very well, certain don't. In all cases, the engines have the ability to stop, but I'm not able to get it to calculate properly. And I do have someone helping me who seems to know his math very well. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not giving up yet. Turn off SAS. Alright. Whoops. Ah, there we are. So it looks like we're going to be landing in an ocean, which is fine. I think she's happy. Look at that. And I don't think there's a crew report available. Oh, I already have one. Alright. So I just have to wait. And we are doing good. At around 2,500, I'll pop the chute. And there we go, pop the chute. Now I can do that. And we are just about ready for splashdown. I think she's relieved to be getting home. How long has she been in that capsule? 60 days? No. Not quite, but a long time. Yeah, she's been in this capsule for 60 days. Wow, I didn't realize I had left her up there so long. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if I can possibly get some science here. Take and store. Great. And can I get an EVA report here? No. Alright. How about, can I take a sample? Take surface sample. I got a little. Okay. Alright, let's verify that there's no crew report. Okay, and let's recover. So, let's see what sort of science we got out of this. Not a lot, I think, but it was a little more than I expected. I totally forgot about her. So there's something. So you're saying the sounds are okay? I'm sorry, I'm misreading. Okay, so we got 15 science. That's very nice. Okay. So now, if we just take a look at the astronaut complex, we're going to see that Valencia is going to be ready in 27 days also, in 59 minutes. Again, that's because she is now on vacation. So who do we have for pilots? We have Madalena. And we're going to need another pilot. Okay. Because if we want to do an orbital docking, let's go for Dunbo. Alright, we'll take Dumbo. And I'm also going to recruit Kalman. But I think that we're going to be doing enough missions that I'm going to need more pilots. All right. So what I want to do the orbital docking first, because that's going to give me science, so I can buy some more parts to be able to do the tourist mission as one mission with a big vessel. And yeah, some of them are going to go places they don't need to go, but all in all, it's going to be more efficient than having 2 or 3 smaller vessels going up and doing individual things. If I remember, one of them is going to the Mun, or maybe it's Minmus, I forget right now. So we'll do the docking first, get that out of the way, and then we shall see what the next one is. So we don't want to do that. We want the docking. Launch a new vessel, dock 2 spacecraft in orbit. Great. Have at least 1 crew member on board. So I could have actually done I could have had put up an unmanned and then send up a manned in order to do the docking, and I might do that anyway. Let's see what we got here. So docking. Let's see if we want to do it as an unmanned. We need something like the Agena, which was done for the Gemini missions. Okay. Do we have anything which would work for that? And then look for structural. No. Go away. I want this structural. Into stage. The Agena was basically a fuel tank with a docking port at one end. Okay. And I think they had a number of different things in order to help target it, etc. They weren't entirely successful, but they were successful enough for what they wanted to do. Okay, let's do this fuel tank. So we're talking about module size. All 1.25. Come on. There we go. All right. That's a little thing out of janitor's closet. So start off with. Okay. Gonna need. Right. So show all. And start off with probe. Okay, TO, right? Okay. And let's get a docking port on it. Docking port. I got Pico ports. But it's actually very interesting that it wants me to, oh, right. So I may need to go buy some science, which I didn't expect to, because I don't have docking ports, and I need to do a docking. Well, let me take that back. I got the Pico ports, okay? Pico ports is a mod. Basically, it's a very tiny docking port. But it's too small for what I want. So let us go and check out the science, see if I can actually get the docking ports. Otherwise, I'll have to postpone that until a later time. Science. So we're talking about what we have here, and mark 0. Just so. No. Man modules. So one of my issues here is that I don't know where these things are on the tech tree, and I have something called it's like fog of tech, so that I don't see what's not available. Works most of the time, but every once in a while, like right now, it gets a little annoying. There we are, basic docking, and I got the science for it, yes. Alright. So that would be the junior scatterer, the evac, AU service airlock, and regular on airlock. Interesting. Alright, so let's research that. Okay. And just out of curiosity, if I went up to the next one, which I can't right now, that's where the docking port and senior and the other ones show up. And the shielded docking port, etc. Okay, so I got the docking port. That's the important one right now. Invention? Oh, more experiments. Okay, great. Tiny bit loud. All right. Turn that down a little bit. All right. Music's been adjusted. Let me know how it is. Thank you for the feedback. So I'm not sure if I think I started talking. I missed the SpaceX launch last week, and I was wondering if any of you saw it and how it was. I saw the replay, but it's not the same thing as watching it live. Oh. All right, there we go. And let's take a look at the docking again. Docking port junior. Great. Okay. Great. All right. So now, let's get, and there was something I saw, what was that? It was in that thing which I just, the thing I researched, it was the docking port guide or something. Dock. Airlock. Lights. No. Guess not. I won't worry about it. This is all I need. Okay. So I got that. Let's get some tanks. Okay, I want RCS for station keeping. That's a little, well, that may not be, how big is that? 1.25, okay. Hello, there we go. Okay, so RCS. And mono. It looks like that's the only RCS tank around. Okay, and now let's get some regular fuel tanks. All right. There we go. Okay. Actually not gonna, oh, I need okay, I'm actually finally got around to fixing the checklist in Werner's Checker. So I got an unmanned spaceship. Great. RCS. We'll get to that in a moment. Power source. So we need electricity. So first I want battery. Okay. Mini battery pack. And I have, that's a problem. That should not, this should not be showing up. I'm wondering if it's happening because of the tech tree. He may be, I may need to talk to him about that. This is a, this is from Fusebox. And it's simply there so that if someone wanted to replace Fusebox, the Ampere with Fusebox, they wouldn't lose any vessels because of missing parts. Okay, it's a depreciated thing. You should be able to grab it. And like I said, in stock it doesn't. Over here it is. I'm gonna have to talk to the guy who does ETT and to ask him to fix that. because that should not be. So for right now, let's just put one there for a moment. Okay. 1, 2. Wait. And solar. Alright. Oh, right. Solar P. Panels. Big. But what I actually want to do before I do that is let me get the fairing, because that's gonna be, it needs a fairing in order to get up to space. Okay. Not good. Yeah, there we have. Okay, so right now I'm just going to leave that. I'll use the stock fairings. I don't think somebody actually revived the KW fairings, and I don't know. I didn't install them, so actually let me just install that right now. It won't be available until I restart the game, but this way I don't forget about it. Okay. Alright, so we got a fairing. Now, let's take a look at engines. Okay. Our, mono and engines. Actually, before I do that, I'm not going to need mono engines. I just need RCS thrusters. RCS. Whoa. Let's see what's going on here. Not too much I can do about it. It is close enough. All right. Okay. Great. All right. So now and actually want a separator. Coupling. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. The MRS docking. We'll fix that in a moment. Just to make it look nice more than anything else. Pico port. Okay. Stack separator. I'm looking for something with a very tiny amount of ejection force, which I know I can adjust, but there's no. I also don't want to put something really big on there. Okay. There we go. Wait. All right. Now that. So let's take care. Let's fix this. appearance. And that. There we go. That'll look nicer. Great. Okay. So, and oh, it doesn't tell us, does it? I know I have a lot of RCS fuel here for the size, but it doesn't say. Okay, Kerbal Engineer doesn't recognize it. All right. So let's get our solar panels on. Okay. All right, that goes up, and get this down again. All right, let's get some more solar panels over there. We really don't need a lot. The reason I got 4 is because the direction. The bottom I could probably get away with 2. Make sure it opens up the way I want it to. Close enough, it'll be fine. Just don't forget, these won't deploy until this is gone. Alright, and get a couple more on top also. The idea here is that no matter what direction it goes in, it will be able to get power from the sun. Okay. Great. And now let's connect this back up. Okay, great. All right. An antenna. Okay. So I'm going to ignore again I have not yet fixed the bug with RCS. The bug being that no matter what I tell it, it's never going to think that it's been met. For example, this holds 100 RCS units. If I put 75 in here and I got the 4 units there, I would expect it to turn green. It doesn't. I haven't gotten around to that yet. But in the meantime, electricity storage is looking for a capacity of 500, but I got 200 on there. Notice how it changes. All right. Engines. Okay, so let's put a going for again this I want efficiency, so this one has an 345. That's too much for that stage. All right, that's better because that gives me 1600. Great. It would be All right, not quite enough to get to space yet, but definitely has enough TWR. So let's do this. All right, 2,000, 2,900, 3,900. So that's kind of close. It would probably 29, 39, 4,400. It probably would get to space. What do you guys think? You think it'll get to space or not? I realize I have a lot of people to give me advice here, but curious to see what you guys think. Okay, so all right. I guess silence reigned and we all got wet. All right, not a problem. Okay, check the staging. We got this main stage, and we got decoupler, and we got that, and then we got there. Great, and then we got that. Okay, that's so. This would be the fairing, and then we decouple over there, and then everything goes to RCS. Great. So I think what I'm going to do is to do a... Oh, thank you, Epic. You're right about the flipping, though. So why don't we do this? Not the sentry fin. Okay, 27, 37, that's getting a little close. So do I have any SRBs at all here? Forget that. That's not an SRB. That's a toy. No, I don't, because I haven't gone that route yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of boosters. Right now, I'm only going to add 2. Oops. Right there. Okay. And we'll just use the T800s for that. If I can find them. There we are. All right, 15. 34, 44. Okay, that should do it. Alright. So let's get the aerodynamics on there. Do I have... Shoots and... All right, so all engines fire here, then we stage those. Good. And then main engine continues firing, and then that's not going to be good. And then we stage there. Great. And this gives us 40, just about. That looks good enough. All right. So we're talking about Agena 1. Save it. And looks like that the checklist looks good. Okay, let's close that. Okay. I think we're all set. So let's go ahead and launch it and see what happens. Hello, Pep. Welcome. I saw you sign in earlier. I guess you missed my comment. I'm doing good, and I was wondering if you've had any updates to the contract pack, the career pack. And everyone, PAPS 1723 is a modder, and he actually has made one of the main contract pack mods that I'm using. I forget exactly what it's called. I will find it in just a moment. Well, no, I won't, because I'm about to take off. I don't need FMRS for this. All right. Oh, no. That I'm not going to allow. Anyway, so Pat makes a very nice contract mod. It really is designed to work with a tech tree like ETT or community tech tree, which lets you do unmanned before manned. Okay, typos aren't a big deal. I was more concerned about functionality. Thank you, Career Evolution. And Pap, go ahead and post a link if you want. And I think I have to add launch clamps onto the whatchamacallit. If I have it, onto the checklist. Okay, it does not appear to be there. Let's make sure I'm not filtering it by accident. There we go. That's interesting. I have to. All right. So. All right. Normally, I don't like my rockets high, being held up so high, but it's not that bad. And to move it down means I would have to. Let's see. There we go. All right. So it's Agena 1. We'll save it again, and let's go ahead and launch. Hopefully it won't fall over this time. Unfortunately, I don't have anything I can really demo to you this week. I've been spending my time with Suicide Burn, and I showed it last week, and it's certainly not in a condition right now for me to be able to show it off. So I'm sorry about that. All right, so we're going to use gravity turn for this. All right. Start. We want it to go to where? Destination 80 is too low. I'm gonna send it to 150. Okay. I just find it be a little easier to do docking at 150 than at the very low altitude. So, Excuse me. And launch of the Agena 1 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and launch. Uh-oh. Can I do it again? Oh no. We will abort. And I guess we'll recover and we will have to try this again. I'm not reverting, okay? The tip over was a silly thing, and that's why I reverted that. This was my mistake in checking the staging. Yes, nothing broke. I just forgot to set the staging properly after I added the launch clamps. So, we'll try it again. You know, the checklist said check staging, but because I added the launch clamps as an afterthought, it was an afterthought, and that was the result. So you got the little cursor moving there. I have a little blue circle going around and around while Windows decides to load it. So, yeah, okay, it is there. So let's look at the staging. So, launch, and then we move this down. Okay, so what's going to happen, we're going to do that. Ignition, separation, go. Fine. Save that again, and let's go. Something almost exactly the same happened a few weeks ago, and I got that one up on YouTube. Only then it was a couple of really big boosters. Here I was, again, both times I was lucky that the boosters went away and they didn't damage anything else. So, I lost a little money, but I didn't lose the entire vessel. Unlike SpaceX when they lost everything. Alright. Alright, the second attempt to launch the Agena 1. To an altitude of 150. Not 1500, 150. Roll. I think 45 will do it. Okay, great. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. And come on. Okay. That was gravity turn not wanting to stage. But I was hitting the staging thing. So let me go back and this I'm going to revert because this was a problem with the game. If it will let me. Revert flight to launch. And basically I'm just going to I'm going to try moving the launch clamps down into the same thing so everything gets done all at the same time. Hopefully it won't fall down before it starts going up. So I got a couple of new visitors here. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Alright. Okay, the third attempt at launching gravity turn. the Agena 1 rocket. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Ooh, that was... Oh my god. That's not good. No wonder things are wonky. Okay, I'm going to revert that because that's nothing. That looks like a build error or something in the editor. I'm going to revert that to the editor and let's see if we can fix that. And maybe that's why it wasn't staging properly. That's strange because those are they should be matching boosters, and the fact that they aren't matching. Yeah, I didn't clip it. That's why I'm reverting. I rarely, especially this early in the game, I don't clip. I may clip later on, but not here. And here, yeah, look at that. It didn't. There's the clipping. Aha! What the? Ah. That's what happened. Okay. It was the way I put it on. That looks better. Okay. All right. And well, let's see if that was a gravity. If that was the problem with gravity turn. So we'll try launching it like this. It looks like when I attached it, I attached it to the wrong thing, near as I can tell. I don't see how, but it's Kerbal. What do you expect? So this week actually is a milestone in that it's the first time that my sound was working fine from the beginning. The fact that the volume was a little loud is, I don't call that a problem. That's a simple adjustment, but I didn't have to spend a half hour fixing the sound system, which I've been doing up until now. So I think I'm making good progress. All right. 150, great, okay. Okay, so there's a chance that the staging won't work properly. We'll find out. Gravity turn should ignite the rockets. I should be able to hit the space to drop, let loose the launch clamps. We'll see. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Much better. And look at that thing go like a bat out of hell. We're going up. The Agena is on its way at 8,000 meters. That's fast, and 500 meters per second. We are going well above the speed of sound. So gravity turn has throttled it back. I guess it will throttle up again when we get a little bit higher. Approaching first stage cutoff, or booster cutoff. It was a beautiful separation. We're heading out, and we're tipping over. We are still at a very low throttle. I guess this means, oh, I didn't put an antenna on. Okay, I can't abort. I have to hope that the internal antenna is good enough. If not, then we'll just call it a successful test launch and have to redo it. Oh, that one I'll call it Gina 2. Because we actually got this one off the pad. Alright. What happened? What happened to the... Ah? That looks strange. I thought I had... What happened to the fairing? When did it... That wasn't supposed to... Oh. We got a graphics bug here, it looks like. Alright. Alright, we'll just let it go. Alright, we have... Well, we're well beyond the atmosphere, and we're coasting now to a burn maneuver for... and what it's doing is it's lining things up, and then it'll turn control over to MechJeb, which will actually do the orbital maneuver. Notice I had to turn on the RCS because the... I don't think that the SES is that powerful here. I'm not sure this stage will actually have enough to finish. But that's okay, we have enough on the next stage. There we go. Alright, we've made orbit. Alright, with plenty of fuel to spare. And we do have a good signal, full probe control. Okay, good. So I guess I didn't need that antenna after all. So what I'm going to do now is jettison this. Hello. Oh. Okay, we got a problem. That launch was so strong, we got damaged. I have a mod installed. It's possible. Hello, Muffantastic. But what actually happened, and what happened is going to cause this to be useless, is that the launch was so violent that we got damaged here. And because we got damaged, I can't eject this, which means that my docking adapter is hidden. As you can see, it's beneath it's behind. This is part of the this piece here, and that over there is part of the stock whatchamacallit, fairings, and we got damaged. I forget the name of the mod which does it, but the problem, the end result is that this mission just became a failure because I can't get rid. I would need to get rid of this, and I can't. And And you can see that. See that? How it looks damaged? Yeah, I forget the name of the mod off the top of my head, but it's the first time I've actually run into this problem. Wow. Okay. Since I can't dock with it. And I don't really want to leave all the space junk. I'll just deorbit it, and we'll launch another Agena hopefully we'll fix the I think it was just too strong of a launch. All right, so let's go. Let's go retrograde. I'll boost back, and I'll just let it go in, and we'll just go back and not worry about it. I just don't want space junk here. Hello, Max Q. Welcome. Epic Sauce, enjoy your dinner. So we just had a successful launch and a totally unsuccessful mission because the launch was so powerful and so violent that the probe, the Agena adapter got damaged and destroyed. You're kidding me, it survived. Is there any chance I could possibly get it to land? Yes. If nothing else, I might be able to do a soft landing and at least recover the pieces. Let's do it. Bear with me while I try to recover this. I don't have parachutes here. So basically, I'm going to have to do a suicide burn all by my little own lonesome. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Got a little bit left there. Yeah, I'm going to do it. It goes. Boom. All right. That was a very faint chance. Okay. Space Center. Everything got lost. Yep. Let's see what separation stage matters. Okay. Space Center. Well, we're getting there. And let's try this again. pay a little bit more attention to the TWR. It's possible that well, I'm not sure what it was either too violent of a separation, or maybe the fairing being ejected too low of an altitude caused the damage. Just can't remember the name of that mod. All right. So TWR is WOW 3.56. So the first thing I want to do is this. Is 2.37. Okay. So what I've done is I moved this out of the initial boost into its own stage. So reduce that. That should help. It's a little. Its TWR is still a little bit high. Let's do that. Okay. All right. But manually reduce the thrust on the side boosters. We'll see what happens. Okay. Saved. Launch. And here we go again. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take away the automatic staging. For gravity turn, I'll do it myself, just to be safe. It's a little annoying, but I guess it's one of those things. Okay, so let's get gravity turn again. Gravity turn. Don't autosave what's set up. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Destination height 150. Great. Use time warp. We'll do that. Show launch map. Show stats. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. And just to review, we got ignition, clamps, then when those separate, the main engine goes, etc. Okay. So, 3, 2, 1. And look at that lag. Not quite so violent to launch. There goes the turn, starting on tilt. Okay, we have about 20 seconds left, I think, to the burn. Let's get MechJab to tell us what it is. Delta V stats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 2, 1. We have stage booster separation and main engine ignition. We are now at 32 kilometers, 700 meters per second, 35 kilometers high. Beautiful view. I love those KW engines. And we are time warping now. That's why it's going so fast. Alright. Our AP is, we've everything's positive now. The AP just exceeded the destination height. Alright. So now we've just switched over to mech jab, and what I have to do actually is eject this now. There we go. Okay, so I can turn on RCS. Alright, there we go. And the reason, just to repeat, is that a new mod I installed basically nerfs the reaction wheels. So, pretty much requiring that every vessel have RCS now. It actually gives a reason for those command pods to have RCS monopropellant in them. All right. There we go. Still don't understand this. Get into orbit. I'll deploy that, and we'll see if it'll go. Okay, looks like we're in orbit. So now let's see if I can actually stage this. No! Oh, this is a bad design. I don't know why. Oh. For some reason, these are the stock fairings, okay? And they seem to have decided that, for whatever reason, it needed to build this adapter here, along with struts. So that last version didn't get damaged by the launch. It got damaged when I tried to eject this whole thing, because I can't. Aha. This is very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. I'm not sure how to fix it. Huh. And there's no way of knowing it. I'm going to revert this one, because this is not normal. Not normal for me. Let's take a look at it in the VAB. Okay, so first let's delete the fairing, and it's there. Oh, I wonder. There it goes again. Huh. That's not good. Let's look at the fairings. Okay. We'll just use a different fairing. There we go. Except that I can't. Oops. I can't go anything bigger than this, so let's try this one. Do this. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to call this the Agena 2. And make sure about the staging. We got that and that. And didn't like the way they jumped, so it popped away so quickly. So there, and there, and that. That. And parachutes. Okay. Okay, so the parachutes go afterwards. That's good. And then we got that. And that. And that. Wait. So this one actually, I'm going to have to move down. Well, we'll leave it there. I'll just do it manually. Okay. Save and let's launch it again. Using a revamped fairing, we get to launch the Agena 2 and hopefully it can get up there. I'm going to have to review the stock fairings. I mean, they happen to be nice, but if they're going to do things like that and prevent you from using them, not a good idea. Then again, I also just installed the the revived KW fairings. I have to restart the game for that. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll check that out later. They may be just as good. Right, that's brilliant. Just brilliant. Somebody forgot to close the fairing. He should be fired. Oops. Revert to launch. Kerbal crash system. That's the one which causes it to those parts to get damaged. Yeah, Muffintastic, you're just getting back to you. You're absolutely right about the graphics. What I thought was damage from a launch was damage but when I tried to decouple a fairing coupler, which couldn't be let go. So, all right. So let's take care of the fairing. There we go. That's better. What? Oh, I hit launch, didn't I? Thought I hit save. The game crashed. Oh joy. Alright. Well, I said that I had to, I would have to reload to get the new fairings, so we get to do that now. Unfortunately, it's going to take about 5 minutes because it's basically about how long it takes for this to run. Okay, to load. Especially when it's putting in something new. Now the fairings, because it's only parts, no, because this is Module Manager. Module Manager has to rebuild the Module Manager cache anytime a new configs get put in there. By putting in the new fairings, new configs. So we'll just have to wait. All right. The good thing is I have Quick Start enabled, so that as soon as it's finished loading, we will have the, we'll get directly into the game. So I see that I have a number of viewers. All of you are welcome. Some of you seem to be a little quiet. That's fine. But welcome anyway, to whoever you are, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. If there's anything you'd want to see, you have any questions, both about Kerbal or about space or about computers, my handle is Linux Guru Gamer, and Linux is my day job. It's a great tool. I do not use Linux on the desktop except in special circumstances. Back in the 1.04 days, I was running a Kerbal Space Program on a Linux desktop because 32-bit was stable under Linux back then. Ever since they got the 32-bit stable here on Windows, I decided that there was no need, because frankly it runs better on Windows than it does on Linux. Okay, and that's really more of a Unity thing than anything else. This particular image, which is coming up, is showing you a ULA graphic of the course of a mission over its entire lifetime, from inception to the launch to the whole, all the way down the road. Really makes you realize that launch costs aren't the whole thing. And frankly, as time goes on, they'll become less and less of a percentage of the cost of an entire space mission. Which means that while SpaceX may have a heads up right now because of their ability to re-land and reuse the boosters, over the entire cost of a mission, there may be other concerns which will cause people to go to other companies other than SpaceX. Now, don't get me wrong. I like SpaceX, and I really hope they succeed and continue succeeding. I just think that it's possible that when customers look at the entire cost of a mission, that they may decide that saving a few million, it sounds like, it is a lot of money, But over the entire course of a mission, there may be reasons to go with another company rather than SpaceX. But we'll have to see. Anyway, we are almost there. We'll be going directly into the VAB. If you see at the bottom of the screen here, this is the mod called Quick Start by Mala. Quick Start lets you immediately start the last game that was playing. Okay, and I've told it to go into the VAB down here. You can also go to the Space Center, Space Plane Hangar, Tracking Station, or you can pull up the last vessel, which was in the game. So there we go. The game is loaded. It's now setting things up. As you see, it says Quick Start. And Quick Start again. Here we go. It's still thinking about it. There we go. All right. So now, since we're here, let's see if fairings, if the KW fairings are here. Yes, they are. Ooh. Let's take a look at them. 2.5. That's a little big. So actually, I'm not going to bother. Not for this mission. I'll have to look into that to see if there's a way. Well, I don't particularly. I have tweak scale installed, but I'm not particularly fond of it because it doesn't really scale things properly. Found this out the hard way. All right, so we're just going to go with the conic fairing, which we got here, and make sure that it is fully. Yep, it's fully there. All right, so this is the Agena 2. Let's go and see if we can launch it. Let's save it again and launch. Here we go. Okay, don't need FMRS, don't need that. Alright, so this is the Agena 2. Okay, altitude of 150, roll of 45, and use time warp, do not auto stage. And the launch of the Agena 2. Isn't that nice? Okay. In 3, 2, 1, launch. And there we go. The Agena 2 has cleared the tower, such as it is. We're going up. And hopefully this time we will be able to get it into orbit without any unexpected issues. This is turning out to be a very expensive mission in order to do this docking. We've started our gravity turn. We are going at 140 meters per second at 2,000 meters, 2 kilometers in height. Booster separation, main engine ignition. We're on our way. All right. Welcome to whoever just showed up. I don't know who's there, but I see I now have 10 viewers. I thank you all for coming and watching, and I hope you enjoy the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are currently launching an Agena-style rocket for our first orbital docking. This is like the 4th or 5th attempt of getting this particular rocket up there, because one thing after another keeps happening, including the stock parts not behaving the way I expected them to. So I normally don't do reverts, but this time I ended up having to. Excuse me, it's been a long day. I'm a little tired, but I will be going here for about another hour and a half. We are at 60 kilometers in height, going about 2,300 kilometers per second. Our periapsis is above the surface. Our apopsis is at 162, which is higher than expected. So what's going to happen now is that it's going to try and turn control over to mech-jet. So I need to jettison these, and then that, so that I can actually turn on the RCS. The reason for that is that the I'm running a mod which basically totally nerfs the reaction wheels. So you need to have RCS on all of them in order to have it work properly. Why isn't it properly lining up? This is the one problem with mech-jet. See where it's doing that? Oh. It's going to keep going back and forth. It tends to be very wasteful of resources. There we go. All right. And for whatever reason, it wasn't able to line itself up properly, so I just had to help it a little. All right. We have a 2-second burn. And what I'm going to do is, once that burn starts, turn off the RCA. Okay. There we go. Great. All right. Now, ignoring the fact that there's a little bit of empty space there, we have now reached our orbit of 168 by 163. All right. So, I'm actually not going to do anything yet. F5 for safety. And I did that because I'm going to extend all of my solar panels, and I'm afraid that they might actually hit over here. So extend all solar. Yep, look at that. Ay, 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 ay. That's... Well, let's see if it works. What I want to do is to circularize a little bit better. So at the, over here at periapsis, what I'm going to do is just to circularize, to drop it down. Oops, wrong way. Okay. So okay, I have a burn, and actually, even though it says, you know, it's going to be, oh, we'll leave it right there. Really is going to be directly retrograde. So I'm going to just do a very gentle burn in order to try and drop the apopsis down just a little bit. So 5/4, there we go. And now we have a perfectly circular orbit, or as perfect as you can get it. And now let's see if I can eject this. Well, yeah, I'm going to leave it. I got plenty of fuel. It's not hurting it. And the one thing I do want to do is to go like that. Now the reason I do this is because when I'm coming into dock, this will be the easiest way to do the docking. Alright, so we have plenty of battery, we have plenty of juice, we have all set. So now let's head back to this space center and let's get our get a rocket up there to actually dock with this thing. Looks a little crazy, but again, you know, I've quite often in the past had satellites go up there, and for whatever reason, I always seem to delight in getting them pointing at just such an angle at the sun so they don't get any solar at all. So I always make sure I have solar panels pointing in all directions. All right. So, I don't think I can actually reuse this rocket because what I'm going to launch, this over here weighs less than a ton. And if I go with, well, 8493, look at that. And if I go with this one, that would be 1.31. Maybe. Look at that. I might actually luck out over here. Okay, let's change the route. Obviously I don't need this. But I do need a decoupler and a heat shield. Decoupler and a heat shield. Heat shield, there we go, 1.25. Doesn't need to be a big one. I'll take some of the ablator off of it. Okay. And heat shield, let's drop the ablator down to that. Good. All right. Now. Huh. MRS, let's just look for that. MRS. There we go. Actually, I don't need that there. Do I? No. Because we're going to do the docking. Alright, but I do need RCS here. Is the music too loud, Jinju? And hello? Hello, Jinja. Is there a reason you'd like the music off? I could always put Popsky back on, but I would like to know why before I do this, if you don't mind. Wow. May end up putting another extra booster on here. Now, in terms of, okay, so we got that. So let's get the RCS. RCS. I think we're actually going to be fine because, yeah, I think we'll be fine here. Hello, Tanner, W2300. Takes care of that. One thing I do need to do, however, is put a couple of RCS thrusters over here. Just because, let's see, well, I don't have them yet, do I? But we don't need 4, we only need 2. And they're going to go inside the, I'm going to offset these into the pod. Well, Tanner, it looks like you are almost in luck. Doesn't seem to be a lot of activity in the chat right now. All right, great. So what are we doing here? We have 25, 35, 36, 4,200. It's actually a little tight, so I'm going to have to add. I can do this by either one of two. I can add another pair of boosters, or I can just add some more tanks. I think I'll add the tanks to the side boosters. Just let them burn longer. So we'll do it this way. I'll be launching this in a couple of minutes, Tanner. This is it's essentially a Mercury capsule going up to dock with an Aegina stage, which we launched a few minutes ago. I'm just finishing up the build now, and then I'll be launching it. $25, $30, $40, that's way too much. 400. That looks better. Okay, so I got 25, 35, 37, 47, but 4,800 delta V plus what's in the RCS. Okay, so now we just need to parachute missing. God, could you imagine if I had launched this and I didn't have a parachute? So I need to fix that. Somehow I need to fix that. Now, I wonder if this can tweak scale do this. No, it cannot. So don't do that. Nose cone parachute. Really only need one. Okay, this has a 30-meter deployed diameter. This one has a 25-meter deployed diameter, and this one has a 17-meter, so we'd want this. One. All right, so let's look at the checklist. Checklist of a spaceship. Don't need KIS tools right now. We have a control source. Forget RCS, that's the bug. No electricity storage. But everything else is good. But I have a Kerbal on board. All right, so I don't think I'm going to worry about the electricity. Staging. Check the staging. That's a problem, because we definitely have a problem here. Okay, so we got here. Staging goes engines, then clamps, then boosters, then main engine, and then we got the main stage. The parachutes on the boosters will automatically deploy. Then we got the 909. And there. Okay, great. All right. Tanner, it takes practice and time. I'm not a great builder. I get by. I can do things like this. So this is Gina docking 1. All right. I mean, you should see some of my other builds where I actually. This one is, I'm actually trying to not overbuild, but I've gotten vessels into orbit when all they needed to was go into orbit and they had 3,000 Delta V left over in this game. So it's a problem. Okay, I've not checked the crew assignments. Let's take a look at that. All right. Jebediah should not be here. That's very interesting. I'm going to have to look into that. He's supposed to be on vacation. But Jebediah has the tendency to always get into it wherever it is. So, we'll take this guy. Alright. Sorry, Jeb. And let's go ahead and launch this and see what happens. So, Tanner, when you do your building, think about what you're building. If you keep throwing stuff on, if it works, you're lucky. One of the things I really like about this game is that it teaches you how to think, how to look at the problem and say, what do I need to solve it? All right. And in this case, I need to be able to solve getting a rocket into space without spending too much money. And in this case, I have to be able to do a docking. So what I'm going to do, I cannot launch right now. I'll get it ready for launch. Alright, I'm going to destination height 140, not 1400. Hello, Epic Sauce. How was dinner? Well, Tanner, this is what you need to do. You need to look at what you're building, decide, and really address it backwards. What do you need to do at the very end? Land. So you need a parachute, you need a pod. What are you doing in space? You're going to do a docking in this case. So I needed a docking adapter and I needed RCS, all right, and I need a small booster stage to be able to get into orbit and circularize it. How do you get into space? You then need the main stages, and as you build them one at a time, you can see how it all works together. So. All right, what I'm looking for is, right, I hid them. Okay, good. Did I? Yes, okay. So she's over there. Rendezvous, no, that's not rendezvous. I'm looking for a Gina 1. So we're going to leave this here for a moment and go to the tracking station. This is because I hid the probes. And I need to restore them. Well, the Gina 1 took several tries to get up there because of one thing after another. The last one was that the fairing, the stock fairings apparently had this weird thing where they decided that they weren't going to decouple. So there's the Aegean docking one. Okay. So now we want to go to it's on the pad. Oh. It isn't in space yet, most likely. So we're about to do the orbital docking epic. If I can get it, if I can even. Hello. There we are. Apply. There we go. Barbecue chicken. You're making me hungry again. Well, I was actually at I spent the afternoon cooking hamburgers at a community barbecue. So I'm kind of done with barbecuing for a few days. So now the docking I do, it's not the best. It works. I learned this from Scott Manley by watching some of his videos. Real astronauts do things much more complex. Agena 2, there it is, that's what I want, Agena 2. That is my target. Great. Okay, so where is the Agena 2? All the way over there. So we need to wait a little bit. I'm actually going to, aim to let it pass me. And what's going to happen is I'm going into a lower orbit. And that way, then I'll just go ahead and do a catch-up maneuver. Okay, that should do it. And I didn't get that set up. Okay, we are going to a destination height of 140. Roll of 45 point. Okay, the Agena docking with Dunbo Kerbin on board. It's his first flight, and he gets to do the docking. 3, 2, 1. And we're up. Now I've increased the tanks, that's why it's going up a little bit slower. So there's a little bit more weight. Okay, we've hit a kilometer high. We're only doing 70 meters per second so far. And we started a gravity turn. Yay, finally. Okay. Now we just have to wait. Oh, I don't want it to auto. Well, actually, this time I don't mind if it auto stages. There we go. Great. 12 kilometers we've staged. We're doing 400 meters per second, going up to 500 meters per second. And as expected, he's about to pass. The Agena is about to pass in front of us, above us, I should say. But that's fine. As I said, I expect to go into a lower orbit and do catch-up. Time warping. If I'm very lucky, I mean, it looks like it's just going to be a little bit ahead of me, which is good. But it also means I'll have to be able to do a quick orbital maneuver in order to get to him. But we'll see. We're at 60 kilometers. Going at 2,200 meters per second. Okay, we staged. And now we are coasting to orbit. Oh, look at that. Turn on RCS so that MechJeb can do its thing. What's going on with MechJeb? Well, it's not used to this. MechJeb. Alright, MechJeb. For some reason you're being a little annoying. Are we in the ascent guy? Nope, we're not there. Which mech? I know that he's connected to MechJeb. There we go. Thank you. Very strange. Alright. Alright. And where are we over here? Oh, look at that. He's behind us. So I'm actually going to have to go higher. Okay. Thank you, MechJeb. All right. So, what I actually want to do, I need to go into an orbit to about 170. Yep, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's too much. Oh. I lucked out. Okay. That is going to be close enough for government work. Alright, so I'm going to warp to here. Alright. How far? We are 20 kilometers away, and this is going to be, at that intersection will be 13. So I'm going to wait until we're here, and then I'll start playing around with my maneuvers a little bit. Oops, that's. All right. And so that would be, get all set up for this. Okay. So you have to excuse me for a few minutes while I deal with this. And then I'll start talking to you about how I'm actually going to do the actual docking here. Actually, I'm going to do this right now. Oops. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Wait. So the way I do this is this. Okay. First, I want to set my velocity relative to the target to be 0. Okay, and that's hopefully I have enough because it's actually a little more than I expected. Okay. Wait. Now I'm going to point toward the target. If I can find it. There we are. And I'm going to boost toward it. He's only 8 kilometers away. Okay? And we're far enough away, I'm going to go up to about 100 kilometers a second. Well, I'll have to be careful, I don't want to run out. I'm sorry for that, seems to be scatterer, I guess. This is causing the problems. I may end up deleting it. This has happened more often than I like. Alright, so now you notice how we're getting closer. Okay, and if you look at the orbit over here, we're going to be 200 meters apart. So what I do now is I'm going to orient myself, so I'm going to be able to slow myself down. There we go. There we go. Great. Like that. Now I'm using the retrograde, which is my speed retrograde to the target. Okay, so when I boost there, that's going to slow me down relative to the target, and I'm going to do that when I get very, very close to it. According to the map view, we're going to be 200 meters apart. Yeah, there we go. And 5, 4, 3. And now I am pretty much very close to moving 0 relative to the target, which is the Aegina. So now I can very simply point to him again. Okay, and now we just very gently approach. How are we doing over here? Monoprop is there, fuel is there, so I'm going to drop my thrust limiter down a lot, and I want to get moving toward him. Okay, so again I'm going to stop my movement to him totally, because we are really close now. All right. No, we're close enough that even when I do my my RCS, that's enough to change it. So I'm just going to say, okay, fine. Let's point toward the target now. And now we will advance to the target. Okay, 2 meters per second. Do a little bit more than that. Okay. And while I'm waiting for that to happen, let's see if I have that installed here. Nav. Oh, docking. Yeah, the nav ball docking alignment indicator. Now is when I'm going to have some issues. Okay, so there we go. Whoops. Alright, so what I actually want to do is, that's my target right there. Okay, so I actually need to go, turn around. Okay. Whoops, sorry about that. Ah, crap. And I'm not that good at this, as you can tell. Okay. There we go. Why didn't it? There we go. And it should dock. Why didn't it dock? Because it wasn't lined up. One of the things that's throwing me off is this RCS. Okay. Let's try it again. Oh joy. Hello, a bookcase. You forgive me, I'm having a little trouble docking right now. Yes, the concentration is real, because I'm not good at this at all. Why isn't that magnetic docking? See, I would have considered that a successful docking. Anybody have any ideas why? Ah, crap. We have control from here, which is good. Hatch status is closed. What the? Yeah, I've docked before. I don't know why it wasn't docking. Anybody, any suggestions? It doesn't seem. It says hatch. I'm not sure what the hatch status closed means, but. Try this one more time. Ah, joy. This looks good. And it should have touched it. I don't get it. And the thrill of finding docking would be nice if it actually docked. magnets, the magnetism isn't even grabbing. I have touched it 3 times. I've gotten far enough away. I don't get it. I don't get it. It shouldn't be. How do I turn the magnets on and off? On the set port? I don't see how. Oops. This is a camera on the docking port itself. I forget which mod put it in there. Oops. And I've just totally screwed my camera. Space Center. Pap, it's not in the, I don't have tweakable everything installed. I have tweak scale. Tweakable everything adds a, an alignment to the docking port, but the docking ports by themselves, no, there's no alignment. Okay. I'm going back and I'll see if maybe this will help. I mean, it appears that the magnets are turned off. I'm not sure why. Hopefully the camera won't be messed up. Oh, I'm probably not going to fix it now. I don't remember which mod it's from. There's a couple of mods which do that. Let me see. Hulk, I think it's Hulkam VDS. Oops. Okay. Thank you very much. Did I have any damage? Oops. And now I totally screwed myself up. Do I have enough delta V to be able to get this thing back down? Well, I got 10 units of monoprop. I got that there. You're welcome. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can, if this monoprop will let me get out of orbit. Otherwise I have to do a rescue mission. But I'm really annoyed because I did dock it. At least I thought I docked it. So, in the meantime, let's turn that off. Since I don't have a lot of monoprop, I need to be facing retrograde. If I'm facing retrograde, that means I'm going backwards, which means that I need to go forward. Dropping it. Nope. Wrong way. Alright. Did I just use up all my monoprop? No. This is not going to be enough for me to get out of orbit. I forget the target. I'm not going to. I'm not doing that. And I have to do a rescue mission because he is not. Dunbo is not going to be able to get out of orbit. Yep, we just ran out of monoprop. Because, wait, it didn't want to dock. I don't understand it. No, I was, yeah, I know, I burnt the wrong way for a second, but I just didn't have enough. I need a lot more delta V than that, so there is, I have to do a rescue mission now. I have to get this guy out. In terms of the docking, though, I'm kind of two minds, because I could have sworn that I docked. Yeah, I know I was doing burning south. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I still didn't have enough monoprop to get it out of orbit. Not what was in the capsule is just enough to give you control during descent. So, what I think I'm going to do, though, I want to try something. So, Book, how are things on the, what's that game you're playing these days? I don't know what it is, but I'm not thrilled with it. Just not my cup of tea. I'm going to do a test here, okay? And my test is going to be this. Capture range 6 undone. See what's going on here. Okay. I'm just going to put this out, and I'm going to change the gravity, and I want to see what happens. Because they're docked. Jebediah, you're not supposed to be here. Valencia, you're not supposed to be here. Alright. They are on vacation. Alright. So let's go out. Well, one of the issues with having so many mods is that I don't know. I suppose it's entirely possible that one of the 200 plus mods is causing it, either deliberately changed it or what. I don't know yet. But I want to see if I can figure this out quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this on the pad. I'm going to knock gravity down to 0. And we're going to see if, and then I'm going to play with it a little bit to see if there's anything going on. Hello. Okay, great. Alright, 12. At gravity. Oh, I wonder. Alright. So now okay, so we're going there. And let's separate. Close hatch. Where is that from? Go back and go forward. It's just not docking. Look at that. it's not docking. And what's going on with that? Those errors keep bugging. What's causing these null refs? I normally don't have problems with null refs. Well, let's take a real fast look at the file. Sorry about this. This won't take long. I just want to see what's null refing. But all the log says here is that null ref. It doesn't say what the null ref was. No, it's janitor's closet, which is not relevant to what's going on here. I'll have to look into it, I think, but it shouldn't be causing this problem. Janitor's closet is causing there's something going on with it. I'll have to look into it later, but it doesn't it doesn't touch any ports in flight. Alright. So I think I'm going to for now at least I'm going to mark that contract as completed, because I definitely docked and I was close enough and I was directly on target multiple times. So I think I'll do that. And during the week, I'm going to do a little work to see if I can figure out why it actually wasn't docking. Okay. In the meantime, I have a rescue mission to do, which I'm not thrilled with because it happened as a result of these bugs. Yeah. I'll still do the rescue mission. Things happen, but it is 11:45. I don't really have time to do it now. Oh, sorry. All right. Let's just go out and take care of the contract. Okay. And contracts. Active. Complete. And close that. Great. Science is there. Take a look at the tracking station. We got a lot of junk up there. I want to clean up a little bit because it is causing a bit of a lag. Moon flyby 1. An escape trajectory out of the sun. We'll delete that one. It's never going to go away on its own. I'll take a look at it first. Pretty sure that it is too far away to be contacted. Hello, Jade. Welcome, everyone. Say hi to Jade. He or she, I don't know which, I'm sorry. I believe you do modding, and Jade, do you do streaming also? I'm not sure about that. Sorry, I'm not, I keep seeing you around, but I don't recall seeing you stream. Okay, so we have limited probe control. Right, this guy. Far away, and I'm just going to go back to the tracking station and delete him. I don't need him anymore. Yeah, I know what. Jade, what are the mods that you do? Gonna leave the rest of those alone for right now. Okay, I have a so I have to go rescue this guy in orbit who did the docking, but then accidentally decoupled his retro rockets, so he can't do anything. It's also his first flight, so we can't really leave him there. Galileo. Yes, airline cuisine. I remember that. I remember reading about that, and I think I took care of the CCAN fee for that one. Okay, that one was a pain if I remember, because you had so many different things to deal with. Or is that, or am I getting that confused with something else? No, there it is. All right. So anyway, it is for me. It's 10 minutes to 12, and I was going to be stopping in a few minutes anyway. It wasn't as successful in the evening as last week or the week before. Hopefully, if I get some time during the week, away from modding, I'll be able to take a look and try to figure out why the docking ports aren't working. But other than that, I hope you all had fun. I'm sorry I didn't have anything to show off. I'm kind of hoping to be able to show off to release the Mark II space plane and Munar Industries sometime in the next week or so. They're not quite ready yet. I'm waiting for someone else to finish some work in terms of balancing the fuel and the masses, and then we'll be able to get that out. All right. In the meantime, let's see if there's anyone else around. I see. I'm looking for somebody. Oh, is he doing? All right. I actually rated him last week, I guess. And last week he wasn't. He wasn't doing Kerbal, but he is doing Kerbal this week. All right. So let's go raid. Where is he? Hold on a second. Let me verify this. Come on. Because the Twitch panel said he was doing Kerbal. Nope, he's not. Alright. So let's not raid him. Oh god, let's see who can we raid. If you can't find somebody, I'm sorry. It's for me it's very late and I start work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Alright, well, it's going to be Das Valdez. So go on in, and I'll post a link here. Okay. Here's Das's, and tell him that it's an LGG raid, okay? Anyway, have a good night all, and I will hope to see you next week, hopefully with a better result than what happened this week. Haven't killed anybody yet, so I think that's good. Anyway, good night all, and happy Kerbling. Oh.
Like, could I just put like a really terrible